Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Here's your brother in the struggle coming right back at you once again to make Bible prophecy clear to you. And the prominent one that's happening right now, we see it because it's all over the news, is Ukraine. Ladies and gentlemen, the war in Ukraine will not bring a World War III. Get that garbage out of your mind. You see how we get so brainwashed? You see how we are so naive? Because we don't know history. We don't know where we are at. We don't even know the meaning of life. We don't even know man's destiny, ultimate destiny. Ladies and gentlemen, because we refuse to go into the good book. Well, today, I'm going to explain to you as fast as I can, as quickly as I can, I should say, the situation in Ukraine. Ladies and gentlemen, as we all know, Ukraine was the birthplace of the Russian people. That is the birthplace. Okay. Now, along with the with all the other European nations, ladies and gentlemen, they are the descendants of Esau, the brother of Jacob or Yaquab, whom the angel named Israel. Remember, as he was fighting with him. You understand? So I hopefully I made that clear in your mind. Now, I'm going to tell you real quick as to why Ukraine was used. Okay? There was a lot of funny business going on in Ukraine. And not only that, but to justify this crazy, destructive war experiment, I call it. Because Ukraine is an experiment, ladies and gentlemen. Just like another experiment that supposedly we just went through. Even though people are so in love with that experiment that they're still going along with the narrative. You know the experiment I'm talking about. The one that you get a job for. Okay? See, you get a job for something, right? So there you go. That's the experiment. So Ukraine is another experiment. It is going to be one of the last experiments to bring about the new world or the world economic reset. But it's okay. Hear me out. Ladies and gentlemen, Ukraine is another tragic experiment. To condition people to go along and accept their grandiose new world order, their world economic reset. First, they lure you with religions and distractions to control you. And Ukraine was allowed to be used for their Orthodox religion, which like all religions, are controlled by the Freemasons. And you may say, well, Ruben, what are the Freemasons? Well, let me just put it to you simply like this. They know about the art of bewitching the human mind to make human beings serve their god, Satan. You do your research on the Freemasons. And then, so that you can keep it in perspective, all of the United States, since George Washington, have been, all of the United States presidents since George Washington have been Freemason. He was the first Freemason. Okay? All right. Now there was one that was going out of its way and didn't want to go. Well, we all know what happened to him. Abraham Lincoln. They killed him. Now you may say, well, Reuben, then if he wasn't going along with evil, why wasn't he protected by God? Simple. It's the same thing with Martin Luther King. When you are part of the satanic system and you allow yourself to be used by them, they got you. They own you. And God let it happen. I'm sorry. You don't like the way God is? Of course. You and the whole world don't like the way God is. That's why we have to, we go against his word. We go against the 10 Commandments. We are rebellious creations. So, let us go for 1 second, because I want to make this very, very Matthew 24. I want to make this really, really quick. Believe it or not. Matthew 24. What does it say on Matthew 24? Let us go specifically to verse number 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. Now keep that word in mind. For nation shall rise against nation. Okay. Now, let us go to Genesis 25 so that you can understand from the beginning what the word nation stands for biblically. Let's go. Chapter 25. But chapter 25, verse 20th. Genesis chapter 25, verse 20th. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian of Padanaram, the sister of Laban the Syrian. 21. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren. That means she was sterile. She couldn't have any kids. And the Lord was sweet entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. 22. And the children struggled together within her, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. 23. And the Lord said unto them, now listen to this, listen very carefully. Verse 23 says, and the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the older shall serve the younger. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to send you proof. Don't take my word for it. I'm going to send you proof how the Ukrainian people hate the brothers and sisters. See, you cannot be where Esau lived. Forget about it. There's no racism. There's just a battle between good and evil. See, racism is just a mild word. It's just like a distraction word. What we got here, ladies and gentlemen, is evil. Good versus evil. Straight up and down. Plain and simple. Let's keep going. So you're going to see how they mistreat our black brothers and sisters, especially sisters in Ukraine. Even while this war is going on, even while they are evacuating and what this sister go through. This is not a racist, because I just told you, racism does not exist. Can you get that through your mind before you come at me and say, oh, Ruben, what, you like what, those liberals, everything is about race. No. Let me say it slow so that you can get it. Racism does not exist. Just like climate change does not exist. Racism does not exist. What does exist is evil. Okay? Here's what I want you to understand, ladies and gentlemen. The Ukrainian people have been worked. They have been conditioned. They're so naive. They're nice people. They are deceived by the Orthodox Church. The Orthodox Church, like all of the religion, like all religion, are controlled by the Freemasons. In fact, the high priests in Orthodox are Freemasons. The same thing for the first beast, the Roman Catholic Church. In fact, the Orthodox Church came straight, just like the first beast, out of the Roman Empire. Hello. In fact, all religions came out of the mother of them all, which is the Roman Catholic Church. So let's keep going. Let me make a list. I mean, I know I talked to you about this in the past, but the light is getting into my eyes. Okay. Hear me out. Germany, or Germans, they were called Germany. French, the French people, the French, which were called Franks. English people. All right, so you got Italian people, of course, German people, English people, French people, you got Australia people, you got Scandinavian nations, you got the Netherlands. Ladies and gentlemen, these people are the descendants of the Roman Empire, which in terms are the descendants of what? Of Esau. This is their time. This is their moment to shine. Okay? This is the Edomite system. Edom, Edomites equals Esau. The two kids that I just told you that Rebecca had in her belly. Now God's chosen people came out of from Jacob. He's the father of God's chosen people. Now, does this mean that you got white people that are not going? Of course not. There are a lot of white people that are going to make it into God's kingdom on earth. But you got to understand as to what will be the purpose. Remember what I just read to you. The older shall serve the younger. Now, how is the younger going to serve the younger one if they're not saved? Okay? Think about it. It's common sense. So after all this work, after this system come crashing down, after this system is totally destroyed by God Almighty, ladies and gentlemen, The older should serve the younger one. Now, how are they supposed to serve the younger one if they're not saved? So, of course, white people, not white people, because there's no such thing as white people. The Bible calls them red. Red people will, but I'm gonna say it. White people, so that you can understand me better. White people will be saved, will be part of the kingdom of God, so that they can serve their younger brother. You understand? Okay? So, now, of course, humanity had to be lied to and deceived. The devil did a good job deceiving the whole world. In fact, let us go to Matthew 14. To Isaiah chapter 14. Let's go there for a minute. Isaiah chapter 14. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 12. Are you listening for the truth? Are you ready for the truth? Can you handle the truth? So here it is. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which this weakens the nations? 13. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. 14. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Keep dreaming. Keep dreaming. You garbage. You will be destroyed. They that see thee. So anyway, I'm not gonna continue to read, but that's what the devil has done, ladies and gentlemen. He has deceived this whole world. And that's why the world is so naive and the world is so easy to control. That's why politicians mock you. That's why they make you wear a muzzle here. Well, they don't wear. They don't know. But they don't bother because they know they got you in their pocket. So let's go back to Ukraine, because I'm just telling you how the art of manipulation control people and deceive. So the Ukrainian people are deceived just like the whole world is. And all you got to do, ladies and gentlemen, is to deceive people, is to continue deceiving them. And continue robbing them of their little concept, of the sanctity of life. There's no value in life. So what is currently happening on this planet is this. Here we go. Are you ready for some nasty, disgusting, devilish statistic? Here we go. Remember what the devil, Satan, told our first mother in the Garden of Eden. Remember what he told? Thou shalt not surely die. You should be as God. And we believe that. To this day, we believe the lies. We believe, for instance, when our political leaders tell us about climate change, about biolabs not being in Ukraine. Biolabs were indeed in Ukraine, and they're all over. not just in Ukraine, which belongs to the CIA, ladies and gentlemen. See, people don't know how evil, how deep the evil rabbit hole goes. People don't know how big evil is, so they just give in. So here we go. Here's one statistic. In the United States, there are like about 1.5 million abortions committed every year. 1.5 million abortions. That means the murdering of little babies even before they can see, even before they can talk, even before they are even born into this planet. They are dead in their mother's belly. You talk about the perfect assassin, well, there it is. But then the most coward one, there it is. How can you fight against something that cannot defend itself? See how ridiculous that is? So here's more. 50 million abortions are done every year worldwide. Are you ready for the most disgusting of them all in relationship to abortion? 1.5 billion babies have been aborted worldwide in the last 50 years. 1.5 billion babies. That's not peanuts, ladies and gentlemen. These are human beings just like me, you and me. Now you tell me. But yet they want to convince you that they care about you. And I know what the excuse is, what their cop-out will be. Oh, Ruben, no, we're just making it easier for the ladies. They are the ones making the decision. If you facilitate the process of destroying a baby and paying for it, with the dollar that said that in your God we trust, ladies and gentlemen, if you pay with your money and you are saying to come, especially our Native Americans, our black sisters out there, and our Hispanics, which are the what? God's chosen people, believe it or not. So, now, if anybody say, Ruben, wait a minute, there's some white folks that may be subscribed to your channel, but because of what you just said, they may unsubscribe from you. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay? I'm not going around the truth. I'm telling you, I'm giving it to you straight from the hip. There's no more time for being nice. It's time to tell you the truth. That's why I always tell you, are you ready for the truth? Can you handle the truth? So now you may say, well, Ruben, okay, how is this related to Ukraine? Well, when you are part of that evil system, which Ukraine is, when you have biolabs in Ukraine, which there were a lot of in Ukraine, ladies and gentlemen, and when you have religions, the Orthodox Church all over the place there, even in their symbols, even the flag, the Ukrainian flag, ladies and gentlemen, it has Masonic symbol. The Freemasons owns Ukraine, and they own this system, and they own this planet. This is their time to shine. Okay? So how is are them two related? When you lose the value of life, You just go to church to make yourself feel good. Like you make yourself believe that, oh, I'm good. No, no one is good. So let me close this by saying the following. Ephesians chapter 6. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So, ladies and gentlemen, there it is. My fight is not against no one. My fight is against evil, which is against the human family, regardless of your color. But you must accept reality as it is, how God created, how God meant it to be, and how He promised things are going to shape on this earth. Okay? So, the Ukraine situation, ladies and gentlemen, is an experiment to usher in, again, because what this is going to do is going to collapse the world economies. Inflation is going to hit the roof. Gas prices are going to hit the roof. So there's your there's your economic your world economic reset, ladies and gentlemen. Davos. Remember, Vladimir is part of the Davos agenda. Of course, they're going to tell you, no, everybody's hating on Putin now. Putin don't have any choice. Okay? He doesn't have any choice. Once you make a deal with the devil, he owns you. And this whole world belongs to the devil. You understand? That's why governments, government agencies, government organizations, they keep pushing racism. Because racism, they don't have a clear understanding because they don't talk about the Bible. There's racism, again, does not exist. But they want you to, they want to make you believe that it does because it divides the masses. And going back to the term nations, nations should rise against nation. So there's part of the agenda. Black versus white. White versus black, Hispanic, Native Americans, and so on. So there's a war going on now for your mind. Okay? So Ukraine had biolabs in the, and this has been admitted. It has been admitted already. So there's no going back. You can tweak it, you can twist it, you can flip-flop, but the reality is like the experiment that we just supposedly just came out of. The one that you needed, again, a job for. It's sad, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, because of the jab, people are dropping like flies everywhere, worldwide, especially young people with heart conditions. God bless you. You have a wonderful afternoon. Have a wonderful Sabbath day of rest tomorrow, because I sure will. You take care, my peoples. God bless.